Well, we've been warmly welcomed. We could not have been welcomed more genuinely, and we do appreciate that. It's good to be here with fellow Americans, and to emphasize the point that we've been making for years and months on the Armed Services Committee, that we want peace through strength. It's the Ronald Reagan uh, uh, principle that kept the Cold War from becoming a fighting war, and we also have to remember that in the past we haven't been ready for war, and perhaps led to World War II. Not the United States not being prepared, not willing to admit that war could happen. So. Um, Part of what we're doing is a fact-finding trip to see how our buildup is going here on the island of Tinian and in the Commonwealth, and also as we'll proceed on to the other islands, and then on to our allies in the Philippines, and then to make a very meaningful visit to Taiwan.
Well, this is significant to have the chairman of the Senate Armed Forces Committee come out to include the ranking member of the majority, who is next in line for the chairmanship of this very important committee in the Senate. They're in the process of having conversations about the NDAA, and they want to come out here and talk, to the folks on the ground, set their eyes on the lay of the land, and more of like a fact finding type of trip so that they can understand what our needs are. And sometimes it's just very hard to explain, right? Everybody calls it the tyranny of distance. It's hard to explain the tyranny of distance and what it does to shipping costs, transportation costs. And so, this is one of those opportunities that we have to take to be able to explain some of our issues. And I'm glad that our leaders from, the lieutenant governor and the governor to all of our mayors come together to, not only welcome them, but share the issues.
And so, is there like a main ask you have on this trip, or I know there's multiple priorities, but
There's
what's the main
multiple,
takeaway?
well, there's multiple priorities, right? And, I think right now everybody's concerned about the economy. And so, how can we work together to ensure that our nation is secure, but that these islands also are economically resilient and sustainable? And how do we balance that? And where are areas of opportunities that we can work on, whether through the NDA or the pieces of legislation that can be enacted or amended to be able to address our immediate needs?
That we need economically. We need help economically. We're really struggling here. There's a lot of military activities here in the CNMI, and I hope that we can cross that with some of our needs and hopefully bridge the gap to our military Armed Forces Committee, any kind of funding that we can capitalize through this divert airfield.
All right, and we don't get visits like these very often.
No.
So yeah, what do you
Actually, this is one of the first that I've witnessed in 10 years that I've been in, and I can say that this is showing that relationship, that there's actually some interest in the CNMI. So I ask all our people to participate, and let's get our messages across, and hopefully we can get some kind of assistance.